know if it'll give us a countdown.
We're
Nope,
live.
we're good. Let's
You
do
want me
this.
to? All right. Welcome to the Get Up and Scale podcast. I'm here with Justin Buzzi. We've got ChatGPT and an empty Google Doc open on our computers, and we're going to use our marketing expertise and knowledge of the experience industry to build a custom GPT alongside you guys to show you just one more way that you can utilize ChatGPT in your day-to-day operations. How are we doing, Justin?
Heck yeah, doing good. Yeah, we're gonna do this on the fly so that we can see how this goes and just come up with ideas as we're going to show you guys that it's not that difficult to create a custom GPT and hopefully give you some tactful things that you can use in your business. But yeah, Brett obviously has a good marketing background, and I spend a lot of time marketing in my business. So why not create a nice old marketing custom GPT? You know?
Yes, that works.
All right, cool.
Well,
Let's get
let's get
into it.
started. We were talking before the show, and we were talking about creating a marketing campaign generator for the experience industry, right? So first, I just want to start by taking a minute, mapping out our goals. So this is a marketing campaign generator, and we are going to want to um, the our think my thinking behind this is that creating a marketing campaign can be overwhelming. Um, Justin, let me know if I'm missing anything, but when you want to run a marketing campaign across your channels, you're normally getting a coupon code set up, a pop-up on your website. What else do we do? Email, newsletter.
Yeah, text,
Um,
email.
we
It may just be certain like a phrase or like a little catchphrase or a fun little promo code that you want to use.
yeah,
It could be a visual that you want to create. It could be a graphic. There's a lot of different things that it could be. I think it just kind of comes down to what's your end goal with said campaign. Is it brand awareness? Is it sales? Is it sales at one location, or is it sales across the board? What do you really want to achieve with your campaign, and then kind of like working backwards from there. So for this one, I guess we'll just try to achieve a lot of different things, right, with one campaign, and see what kind of GPT that we can create to help us with a bunch of different ideas.
yeah, for sure. So you're dead on. You're dead on. There's a lot to it, and not only, and we're going to jump in GPT here in a second, but not only can ChatGPT be used for helping you generate, ideas or copy, but it can actually be extremely useful for systematizing your workflow. So, for example, you're, maybe you're the manager or owner, or you have a manager, but and maybe you are doing your own marketing. This can really help you like sit down and you're like, okay, I'm going to work on a marketing campaign for the next hour. And it can, if you have a system that works, it can really help you check all those boxes. So we're going to want it to help us come up with a coupon, campaign name, description, and some value adds. And then I wanted to pump out some info. So email subject lines and body. Um, and then let's see, dates. We're also going to want it to come up with pop-ups for a website.
Yeah, probably like
Um,
captions
yeah,
for
yeah,
social media.
captions. Yeah, organic social media posts, and this is all captions, but it's also ideas for creative, for reels. And then I also want paid ad copy, so like using known winning copy as example. And then I also want it to like to-do list thing like process of creating campaign. So without further ado, Justin, if you're cool with some of these deliverables, we can jump right in.
Let's do it.
All right. So here we are on ChatGPT to, for those who don't know, creating a custom GPT, you can do so in the on the ChatGPT website. So this is a quick example of one tour scale franchise helper. I was able to load in some of our files, our operating manual, stuff like that. So if I'm on the fly and I need to create a St. Patrick's marketing campaign and post on social, I need to include the logos. This is an early beta version of this, but it does have a lot of my information on here. It's giving me some trolley pub and paddle pub logos, some ideas. So we are going to make our own GPT. We're going to do that by going to Explore GPTs and hit Create. What would I like to make? So ChatGPT kind of has like a visual way to build these. I know, Justin, you've played around with this. Did you use this as well?
Yeah, just it's cool because it kind of like prompts you to get to exactly what you're trying to do. So you can tell it to do a bunch of different things, right? But you want to be pretty specific here in what your end goal is with this GPT. And then on the right side, it'll give you a preview of what that GPT kind of looks like, and you can play around with it a little bit.
Awesome. Is it cool, Justin? You mind if we use Paddle Pub just because I might have some relevant files and stuff?
Yeah, that's cool.
Awesome.
So I want to make a GPT that helps me make a full-fledged marketing campaign for our business, Paddle Pub. Cool.
And I want you to walk me through the process of creating the following. And I'm going to paste this in and I'm going to kind of expand on it. So the campaign itself, and then I'll do colon, and I want it to help me come up with the coupon code, the campaign name, the discount, and the schedule, expiration date. And then I want it to, I can just kind of leave all this in. So the thing about GPT, guys, is it does a great job at just parsing what you put in here. And then I'll say, once the campaign is defined, please help. Or I'm not going to say please.
It likes when you are nice to it, okay?
It does.
You put it back in.
We want you to walk us through creating the following. Then walk us through paid ad copy, and then walk us through the to-dos to implement these on the various channels.
Cool.
Sound good for now? Let's see what it says. Cool.
Yeah, so it'll take a sec here to process that information and start building your actual custom GPT. The cool thing is, once you create a GPT, you can always come back and just put more info into it, and it will spit out examples or answers or whatever that may be to you. So once you create it, it's always there. Whenever you log back into ChatGPT, you can go to your created GPTs and access any that you've created. So a couple ideas of ones that like I've created for my business would be a review responder. So I've put in, 5 good review responses, 5 bad review responses that I actually created, and let ChatGPT learn how I like to respond to good reviews and bad reviews. And now it kind of has like um, a space for me to go in whenever we get a new review, paste the review in, and I can easily get a really good response very quickly for that review. So that's just one example of like a good GPT I think everyone should create in their own business. But for this example, Brett is adding a nice little image here of a guy at a computer. It could be Brett. It looks like it might be Brett from the back there, and it's got all of
There
like
you
the
go.
social links on it. It looks like and stuff. That's cool.
Yeah. So it's using Dolly 3 to generate that. I think that works. So this is like a um, cool little way it helps you generate. So what specific tasks or areas do you want the most focus on creating it? Start by helping me define the campaign details I messaged above. Ask me for um, write me. Start by asking what the campaign is about, then start generating options. Ask me for feedback, and once we decide on a final version, move on to the next item. After the campaign is defined, we get to generating the various deliverables for the campaign. Once we lock those in, we move on to the implementation. All right.
Yeah. So essentially, GPT is just asking us like, what does it want us to focus on when creating the marketing campaigns? Brett gave it some pretty specific tasks to do. So now that it knows those tasks, we can give it some more information to actually start creating those tasks. And it's now asking us, would you like to try it out now, or is there anything else you would like to add?
Yeah. So I want to add some files and examples before we try it. Let's see what it says to do. I've got some pulled up here. Working on getting it up here.
Perfect. So it's asking us to upload those files and then let ChatGPT know how to incorporate those into the behavior of this custom GPT. So let's load in a couple files.
Yep. I'm doing that right now. Let me get that calendar going.
And here you can load in like all sorts of different things that you either find online or that you have in your own file library. Just use really good information. What you put in is what you're going to get out. And so you want to give it as much info as you can and be as specific as you can so that it spits out that same amount of like specificity, and it's just very concrete to what you're actually looking for. So now
Awesome.
Brett's over on the configure tab, and he's just giving it some extra instructions here.
Yep. I'm changing it to TrolleyPub because I have some more of those files
Okay,
ready to go.
cool.
So let me go ahead and get this. It's taken a sec. Perfect. So I'm uploading a file that contains some example pop-ups, Facebook ads, and campaign ideas. And then we can go through that file here in a bit. I'm going to give it web browsing capabilities and DALL-E 3, that's fine. And yeah, so let's see here.
And
Website.
on the right side, if you ever want to just try your GPT, it allows you to see where, see where you're at. So I would
All
keep
right.
trying different things and like see if it's gotten the information that you wanted it to understand. If not, keep feeding it more information until you get to the point of like, okay, this is what I was looking for. This is really what I wanted to see.
Yeah, exactly. So what I'm gonna do
So I think you need to just
is
go back to create and tell it that you've loaded in the PDF, and after that step, it'll start reading the PDF and it will know what's on there, unless
awesome.
you're adding some more.
I am gonna add one more thing.
Cool.
I am I know that this just takes a sec. I am dot T is it TXT? Perfect. This is kind of long.
Yeah, and I really like that you can load in PDFs on here, and it actually will read a PDF. A lot of times in the past, I've had PDFs, and I'm like, oh man, do I have to like copy and paste all of this info from the PDF into something? You don't with this. You can just literally load in a PDF, and it'll pull from that PDF, which is great.
Yeah. And I actually just saved like a pretty lengthy page on our website as a PDF. I figured that's going to give it some reviews and some information on our business,
Cool.
as well as the yeah. So let's go back in and check it out. So if we come over here, I went ahead and loaded in some information on TrolleyPub and some example campaigns. Let's see what we got.
Yeah, it'll take a minute because it's got to read through all of what's on the PDF. Thankfully, it reads faster than me because I am the slowest reader ever. All right,
Cool.
would you like
So
to start creating the campaign, or is there something else you'd like to do first? So at this
I
point, we could try it. Let's see what
yeah, let's
happens.
try it. Let's see where it goes. So I want to
Cool.
create a campaign for Trolley Pub. That can be one of our starting points here.
Perfect. So
Okay.
it's giving us a couple questions that it wants us to answer so that it can then learn what the goal
Yeah.
is, who our audience is, timing, budget, and the marketing channels that it's going out from. So it's a really good
Yeah.
starting point. These are all things that you should think about anyways as you're coming up with your own marketing campaigns without ChatGPT. But to really define those things in here is a great start to any marketing campaign. So that should
Yeah.
be
And
step one, whether you're in here or not.
yeah, and like I said, um part of a lot of people ask me like, how do you use ChatGPT? The stuff it gives me is always really gimmicky. And I say, half the reason I use it is because it really helps you take a really big complex task, like creating a campaign, and break it down into like those small questions. So I'm gonna
Mhm.
see if I can use voice here to make this easier. And I'll try and use a real world situation. Okay, for the campaign goal, our goal is to sell more double and triple private tours. Each trolley holds 14, but we have 4 trolleys in Raleigh for Trolley Pub Raleigh. And it's obviously a high ticket value and we sell a lot. So our goal is to sell big groups. Our target audience is going to be um, people that are working in teams or in HR departments at companies that have like a fun and party like atmosphere because they're a perfect fit for a corporate offsite tour. The keywords are going to be corporate offsites and team building events. Um, Currently, it's April 16th, and we want to put a clock on this so we get people to convert. So let's run the campaign through the end of April. And I'll be putting this on LinkedIn ads, Facebook ads, social media. I'll put a pop up on our website and I'll be sending out an email campaign to anyone that's ridden our trolley before that has a company email address. So I'll exclude all the gmail.coms and everything.
And the budget.
Sorry for the spiel. Um, but one of the reasons I wanted to show everyone that is using like the voice functionality of your computer, and there is a Chrome plugin as well. ChatGPT is very good at taking like your brain dump,
Mm.
which I could say that was.
I didn't even know you could do that. So you just let me know that you could just talk to Chat GPT. So now I'm
It,
just gonna be here having a friend with my GPTs.
I'm not. Oh, and just so you can see, I want to take this second to. If I open up this other tab, you'll see here I have this plugin where I just literally click it. I talk like this. I'm on a podcast with Justin. Write us a rap for the intro to the podcast. The podcast is called Get Up and Scale. Oh, now this is talking.
That's so crazy. I love that you can talk into it because I feel like I talk much faster and more efficiently than I type. And so if I just have a lot of ideas, I can just spew all of those ideas verbally and let it come up. So, I mean, this
Anyway,
thing just came up with like four little verses here and tech marketing, making that green. Listen up close, peep the strategies unseen. Hey,
yeah, and
yeah.
we're not going to go down this rabbit hole because we're going to stay on task. But you might be wondering, Justin, how does it know all of this when this is the only context I gave it?
Hmm.
It's like, how does it know? I didn't mention tech, marketing. This all seems really relevant, right?
It knows.
That's because of my custom instructions, which under customize ChatGPT, it knows who I am, what I do, what I'm good at, what I use it for, and this applies to every new chat.
That's cool.
So
Again, a feature I've never played with, didn't even know was a thing. So a
no
little
problem.
another golden nugget from Brett there.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I spend
Cool.
way too much time on this thing. So
Also,
let's go. Let's check
hold
out
on.
what it created.
Before you go into this, I like that when you were talking, it didn't catch Trolley Pub Raleigh. It just said Trolley Raleigh, and I thought that alone was nice. You should just this campaign should be called Trolley Raleigh.
Yeah. Hey, and fun fact: if you combine trolley and Raleigh,
It's
what do you get?
Trolley.
Trolley, like this.
Okay. Here we go. All
All
right, so
right,
here's the campaign. What did it give us? What did it spit out? Let's see.
you got it, Justin.
All right, so campaign name, it gave us Team Trolley Tour Corporate Offsite Adventure. Read us through
That's
some of
kind of
these things
lame.
that it spit out for us.
Um, yeah, so it spit out team trolley tour, corporate offsite adventure, gave us some objectives. Just it's summarizing and it's building this picture in our head of like, okay, this is the work in front of us. Corporate 10, I like that. I like the 10%.
Easy to track, easy
Um,
to type in.
pop-ups, social media, LinkedIn, email. Um, perfect. So I think what I'm going to say is I'm going to say I like all of the campaign details you came up with except for the name. Give us 10 more options to pick from, use various styles and tone, and make it more fun and more about going on a pub crawl with your team, um, getting out of the office with your team, maybe be getting competitive with pedaling with your um, coworkers and have a few drinks and try not to embarrass yourself.
Hmm.
So I just spitballed, right? I love talking to it, and it's going to give us some options here. I like escape the office,
Mhm.
teamwork on tap.
That's nice too.
What's our favorite? I'll let you pick, Justin.
Cheers and gears. Come on now.
Cheers
Um,
and gears.
yeah. No, I really I think teamwork on tap is a really good one. I like that.
All right, so let's. I love combining. It gives us a lot of it. Let's use teamwork on tap. Um, Teamwork
Sip and
on
spin
tap.
is also good too. I like that.
Yeah, it comes up with that a lot when I'm in here. Let's use teamwork and tap. We love it. So I'm gonna talk to it like a. Let's see here. So you'll see that it realizes. Ooh, so it doesn't remember. Oh, so now it remembers everything about our campaign outline. So guys, this is a good lesson. Don't be afraid to just like talk to it like a regular person because it's gonna remember what it gave you earlier.
Yeah.
Um,
So it's pretty much just asking if we would like to start now drafting the ad copy or the email campaign. Where do
that's
we want
pretty
to start?
wild.
Like, what do we want to do here? So Brett's
Yeah, I'm
telling
gonna
it that
say
we want to
let's.
start with the email campaign. Just leave it at that. Let's start with the email campaign.
Yeah, the rest.
Yep.
I always like to start with the longest thing first because it gets the most information. Um,
Yep. So
let's
it
see
gave us
here.
a
So
couple different subject line options that we can pull from. It kept that teamwork on tap for 2 out of the 3 options, which is cool. It gave us a new option on number 2, and then starts with the body, gives us a whole lot of reasons that people should come and do this as their corporate offsite. Also puts in that discount code. It even has like a click here with like a link to the website, right? These are things as you copy and paste it into your email system, you're going to want to like double check the links are correct, or put in your specific links or add photos and stuff like that. But this is a really 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 good starting point for an email on a special corporate offer. This is nice.
yeah, and it incorporated our corporate 10
The date is on there,
coupon
April
code.
30th. Like it's got everything that you've already told it to do, which is great. And so
Yeah, let's shorten it up a bit. We like to keep our emails to one headline and then a few sentences, then a call to action. So this is obviously where you can put in the instructions like what you like. It's gonna give us some more options. Teamwork on tap, and then we'll move on to the next one.
cool. Yeah, so it definitely consolidated a lot of that, made it much shorter. Just bite-sized information. People like reading headlines. I really like that it bolded the important parts here, right? Book by April 30th and save 10% with this promo code. It
Yeah,
gave you all of the highlights really easily. It's all in one scroll. You don't even have to scroll down to read everything. Just
yeah,
really, really easy.
yep. So I said, let's move on. It started pumping because I told it once we decide on the email, we'll do the rest. Um, let's see here. It gives me a website pop up, and I'm gonna say, rewrite
I don't
these elements,
I don't think you need to go
but
that deep. Let's just leave it as is. This is
okay,
fine. I don't think we need to rewrite it. If people want a different version of it, they can rewrite it themselves, right? Like they can tell it,
true.
"Hey, I want to change this. I want to change that." You can always tell it to change things. I think the important thing here is how quickly it just spit that out and gave us all of these ideas, right? And I think that's
Yeah,
the biggest thing with ChatGPT in general is that you should just almost be using it for idea creation. Like it came up with all of these things that would take you a long time to think about and come up with on your own. It did it in 15 minutes. Like it's done all of these things for you. Now you just need to go and use these things on the different platforms. I always recommend you like read through everything. You don't just copy and paste stuff, right? Like you should always reword things to your brand voice, the style that you usually word your own emails or marketing posts. Like always adjust that a little bit and make sure that
yeah,
it's in your brand voice. But this is like a really really good starting point for any ad campaign.
agreed.
So
Let's.
what did you say here to do? What did you
I
give
just
it?
said we were missing. I said I wanted some I Facebook ads and
Okay.
Instagram reel ideas. So it came up with some reels. Um, a little behind the scenes, corporate tours, says grab some testimonials, um, share tips for making the most out of a corporate trolley tour, like choosing the right stops or themes.
Nice.
It's pretty cool. And then I said, like, let's proceed. So if you recall, I kind of told our GBT, I said, hey, once we have all this, walk me through the process. Like, this is a big project. I'm only one guy. Like, got an hour. Let's do this. And it said, so deploy the email campaign. It reminds me of what I said at the beginning, to only use corporate emails. Then it wants me to go in the ads managers and launch those, implement the website pop up, and get an Instagram reel up.
Yep.
And just like that, we have kind of gone from scratch and just a little brain dump, gone to a full fledged marketing campaign. I thought that
Yeah.
was pretty cool.
Yeah, and remember, it's using those PDFs that Brett threw into the configure tab there. So load in PDFs, use external documents so that it has more information, direct information about your business or whatever it is that you do. The better the information that you put in, the better that it's going to spit out stuff. But yeah, I mean, in before 2023, this would have taken anyone like 3-4 hours to come up with all of these ideas, come up with these campaigns, come up with the copy for all of this, come up with the headlines. Like, it would have taken hours to do this, and Brett just consolidated all of that work into like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, no, I know. It's really a game changer, and it's gonna change. I don't think it's gonna replace people. I think it's going to replace how we work when we sit down at the computer.
Yeah.
So I think, for those that don't know, a GPT actually lives, um, as like its own prompt, you could say, within your GPT account. So obviously, there's a store where you can download some of these. But for instance, now whenever I have a campaign I want to create, I just click get up and create a campaign. And this is going to, just launch a brand new, fresh version of this. So a year from now, if I'm thinking like, I need to get something done, we're not going to go through it for Memorial Day. You'll see that all of the work we just put in of telling it what we need and what our business is and, um, what I want it to do, it will remember that, and I can use this GPT to create campaigns for forever.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Yeah, I think that's one of the coolest things about creating the custom GPTs is that you can use them literally forever. Like, you'll be able to come back and interact with the GPT, and it will come out with these really good ideas. You may not use every single idea it comes out with, but I think the important part is, like, use chat gpt, use these custom gpts as a way to like brainstorm what you're trying to get at, and don't just take the first answer that it gives you every time. Like, talk back and forth with it until you get to where you really want to go with it. And you can do anything, like, we've just kind of talked about Facebook ads, LinkedIn, website pop-ups, but like, you can create a script for like a TV show if you want to come up with a TV show using these ideas. You can come up
yeah,
with a commercial. Like, you can come up with so many different things. And so, to Brett's point, it's really cool that once you create this once, you'll be able to come back in and utilize it for any future campaigns, any ideas
yeah,
that you have for any of that marketing stuff. Like, you can always just come back, click on it, and go back through that process of like, hey, I want to create a campaign for this. And it should spit out some pretty good ideas for you. That Memorial Day one that you just had up, it said, discount code as salute. Like, I wouldn't have thought of that right off the top of my head as as the campaign discount code, but I think it's
yeah,
perfect for Memorial Day, and so it comes up with these things that you may not even be thinking of, and I think that's the really cool value of using ChatGPT, and especially these custom GPTs, if you can teach it about your business and about what it is that you do.
yep. So I know we're coming up on time, so today we covered kind of coming up with a GPT that helps us get ideas, give feedback, get a campaign put together. And then, maybe for part two, we can get into the workflow part of it. And just to give a little teaser on that, this is a regular GPT thread. So I can say something like, awesome, I like all of this, except I'm going to want the code to be day off because all of our customers will have the day off and or fun Monday. And then also, once you rewrite it all, I want you to walk me through step by step on getting this email newsletter put into our email software, MailChimp. And then I want you to walk me through editing the pop up on WordPress using our WordPress plugin, easy notification bar. And then walk me through the Facebook ad process and generate an audience for me using our Facebook pixel data. Walk me through the step by step, take one at a time. And this is something I do a lot where like when I have all this info,
Yeah, it's like, now what do I do? Like, how do I actually implement it, right?
yeah, and even if I know, sometimes breaking it down into smaller steps, like with any big project,
Yeah.
it can look really daunting. Like I have to do all that. But then when it says like, okay, open up
Yep.
Zoho, paste the subject line in.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, it makes it a lot more digestible for anyone. I mean, it seems kind of overwhelming. Wow, it just created me 5 different things I need to do. How do I go do all of these things? And to Brett's point, the next step is really to execute on those things, and it will help you with that. And you can set up a lot of integrations with ChatGPT and your email provider, and you can do a lot of different things in here. I think that's more of like a 2,000, 3,000 level course, right? But
Yeah.
I think for today's purpose of like teaching people how to get really good marketing ideas from their own information and create something that they can always come back to and utilize, this was perfect for that reason. Brett's still going.
Yeah.
He just can't stop.
Well, hold on. No, we're going to say modify so it can be used
Oh,
for any business and start by asking the user for info about their business. So we're going to post this public GPT link in the description. Any of you can hop in here and generate a marketing campaign for yourself and let us know how it goes. Drop a comment or message one of us. We'd love to talk about it and continue. And if you like this, let us know because we'd love to share ways that we can implement these tools in our business and help you guys in the process. So,
yeah. And I think a little caveat there, you may need to purchase ChatGPT to be able to access those created custom GPTs, correct?
yes, I think this is part of GPT Plus. I think
Yeah.
it's $20 a month for a non-business or a non-team subscription. And to be honest, I totally forgot about that because it is the best $20 that I spend every month. So,
Yeah, definitely. If you guys haven't purchased ChatGPT subscription and you're a business owner, you should highly, highly, highly do it just for the back and forth interaction of brainstorming, but also for the ability to create custom GPTs and use other people's created custom GPTs. I mean, shoot, you can create a custom GPT for your business specifically and then give it to all of your staff to utilize. You can train it as like an admin assistant. You can train it to respond to reviews. You can train it to help you with marketing. You can really train it to do anything as long as you put in good information. But point being, buy the subscription for it. You won't be mad at yourself for doing it as long as you utilize it.
yeah. And if OpenAI wants to sponsor us,
we're
call us up.
taking we're taking sponsors. Let's go. All right,
Let's
cool.
go.
Thanks, Brett. Thanks for walking us through that today. We will be back for another episode of the Get Up and Scale podcast coming soon. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe and
Do it.
actually subscribe.